Hi guys, it's Jess. Today we're going to be making a quick Christmas tag using bows and holly from Lawn Fawn as well as ornate ornaments. This is the tag we're using. It's a craft tag. These are by Inkssentials, but you can use just craft paper and cut out your own too. These just make it really handy. Just grabbing two of the ornaments there from Ornate Ornaments. One of them is a bigger ball and the other one's more of a decorative longer one. And today we're going to be stamping on this specialty foil paper from American Crafts. And it's just that it looks like tin foil. They have them in all different colors, and that pack was a 4x6 pack, and it came with two different textures. One was more liney, which probably like with raised lines, which wouldn't be good for stamping, but this is more of a flat surface. I do recommend using StazOn ink, however, because it's a slick surface. So if you used a traditional dye ink, it would probably wipe off. So I'm just showing how I clean my stamps there. I use the scrubber pad. I think that's by Hero Arts, I'm not for sure. And then I use the Hero Arts Ultra Clear, Ultra Clean spray, and just spray it on one side and then wipe it to dry on the other side, and that's found to be a really good method for me to clean my stamps. So I have all of my images stamped out there, and I am just going to go ahead and cut them out with my scissors there. And I just wanted to show you, I rubbed my thumb along there just to show you that it dries fairly quickly and it's not going to smear or ruin your project or anything like that. So just give it a couple seconds and you should be good to cut it out. And I stamped the circle ornament on there because I'm just going to do a little bit of paper piecing just with that red accent band around the circle. And I wanted to just give a tip. Everybody has to find what works best for them when cutting little images out, but I find if you move the paper instead of the scissors, it works a little better. Now I'm going around the outside edge of the images with a Copic marker. Copics are alcohol based, so I showed a Memento there, but that wouldn't work because that is the same ink as a Memento ink pad, which is a dye ink. So you want to use alcohol inks so you don't have any of that smearing and you don't get your little ornaments and projects all inky. And going around the edges of them just finishes everything off, kind of takes away that white core in the middle there. So now we're going back to that ornate ornament set, and I have the two little evergreen bough images there. And I'm stamping that in Forever Green. That's a Hero Arts shadow ink. It's a nice deep green. It's really a good green for Christmas time. And then to get the look of a layered tree or some shadowing, I am stamping the image once right after I've inked it, and then I'm stamping again. This is called stamping off sometimes. And that just gives the same tone of ink, obviously, because it is the same ink, and just a really light, faint image, so it almost looks like they are layered one in front of the other. It's a really kind of cheatery, easy way to get kind of a cool shadow effect. So I've been really trying to put my stamps back right after I use them because I have a messy work area and I've been losing stamps, so I'm trying to keep my area a little cleaner. So you'll see me clean and put everything away in this video. Now I'm just taking the hook from the Ornate Ornament sets and stamping that in the London Fog from Memento. And I'm just messing with my ornaments here, seeing where I want to place them. And then I'm just going to make a little line at the top of them to know where I want to stamp the little holder, I guess, that holds the ornaments in place. It's just a little brown U-shaped kind of piece that would be on the regular Christmas ornament. So that just gave me a guide to know where to stamp those items. This card required a little bit of planning ahead, but not too much. So that set also comes with this line of dots that looks like a string that you would be holding your ornaments with on the tree. So I just stamped that out really quickly there in the gray as well and attached it to the little holder. And now I'm using some glue dots to stick these guys onto the tag. And the glue dots, they're raised a little bit, but not too much. I was going to use pop dots, but I think I'm going to be mailing both of these, and I wanted to be sure that they stayed on in the mail. And I think that they stand out enough on their own. They don't really need that extra dimension of the pop dot. So now I'm taking, the only thing we're using from the Bows and Holly set is the Merry Christmas. And I actually cut that stamp apart because I wanted the sentiment to be stacked. And that's the great thing about clear stamps, is that you can cut them apart and put them right back together, and it doesn't do any harm to your stamps as long as you're careful not to cut the actual image. So we are going to be stamping in StazOn just to keep everything the same kind of black color. And I was just testing it out there on some white to make sure I liked the placement of it, and I thought it looked good. So I just stamped it right there at the bottom of the card. And now I'm taking these little black rhinestones from Kaiser Craft, I believe, and just placing them onto the silver ornament just for a little embellishment. There's some circles there that are just begging to be filled in with rhinestones. So I wanted to go ahead and do that. And these rhinestones aren't super sparkly and glittery, which I like because I don't really want anything competing with that super glittery bold paper. So now I was trying to decide where to add my red rhinestones. I try to work by the triangle rule or the rule of threes, whatever you want to call it. So I wanted to have 3 of them there. And then I didn't have any ribbon that was going to match the top of the tag. So I decided to make my own using some silver mixatives, alcohol ink from Ranger. And I'm just dabbing it onto my foam applicator tool there and then just running it along this white ribbon. This is from Paper Tray Ink, I think. It's just a white twill ribbon. You could use any kind you want. And it really gave that a nice metallic shine. You'll see it here again in a minute. And I'm just going to go ahead and loop that up and then thread it on through there, and it gives a nice little finished loop at the top of the card, which I think just looks good. And it isn't coming across really in the video how sparkly and pretty it is in real life. It's really silvery, and it really complements that silver paper. So that's a good tip, is to use your mixatives on fabric like that. Then I decided I wanted to bring in the silver again at the bottom. So I had the silver ribbon, the silver ornament, so I wanted a third silver element. And so I just grabbed a little silver rhinestone here, and that's all it took for me to be visually happy with this. And you can see I have the 3 red elements with the ornament and the band and then the 2 jewels at the bottom there. So that's all for this week, guys. Here's a picture of the tag, and then I have a close-up coming up too, and you can really see the shininess of this paper. Thanks so much for watching, and you can check out more at my blog, www.jesslarsondesign.com.